Hey, nice to meet you. I'm Mia. I'm one of the battle trainers here in Ferrum. I battle alongside my trusty partner, Weavile. Have you ever seen a Pokemon this cute? I doubt it. Oh, he's just sleeping over there. Don't mind him. You must be the interesting new trainer I heard about who's about to join us. How about I show you around and stuff? Right then, first things first. Welcome to the Ferrum Battle. Here in Ferrum, you'll need to work as one with your partner Pokemon and face off in some intense one-on-one battles. After you finish your trainer registration, you'll be given something called a Battle AR. It has a Synergy Stone built into it that allows you to synergize with your Pokemon in battle. But hey, we'll get into the details later. You've got a whole bunch of new experiences awaiting you here. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what sort of trainer you turn out to be. I'll give you whatever assistance I can, so just try to have some fun out there. Right then, let's get you registered. This is the Ferrum region, where we are now. It's a huge island surrounded by nothing but the ocean itself. Ferrum battles are super popular here, if you hadn't already guessed. The types of battles differ a bit from city to city, so I'll just give you the short and sweet version. To start off, right now we're here in Old Ferrum Town. It's also known as My Town, and here you can check your battle data and change your settings, stuff like that. Don't worry, whenever we head to a new area, I'll give you the rundown. I've got your back. Next up is right here, Ferrum Stadium. This is where the Ferrum League is held. This is a single-player mode where you battle your way to victory in the official league. Next up is Tellertown, I suppose. Here you can join in casual matches against CPU opponents. When you want to battle against your friends, you should head over to Selen Island. There, you can battle using the gamepad and one additional controller. And then there's Neos City, where you can battle against online players from around the globe. Oh, right, I forgot one other important place. In Tekken City, you can learn all sorts of stuff about battles and practice a bit too. I'll give you a nice little walkthrough in the tutorial. Alrighty then, guess I went on a bit longer than planned, but that should be just about everything. Feel free to start off wherever you want, but I think you might be best off heading to Tekken City to play through the tutorial and learn the basics of Ferrum battles. Here, you can learn about Ferrum battles and practice as much as you see fit. In the tutorial, I'll teach you all about battling from the basics. In free training, you can use a number of settings to practice however you see fit. I'd recommend starting off with my tutorial. Oh, right. You can use the pause menu during battle to check your Pokemon's move list. It's pretty useful, so make sure to use it. Which Pokemon are you battling with? In this course, I'll teach you all about the basics of the game. Now then, what shall we start with? Alrighty, I guess we'd go ahead and try. You can use the plus control pad to move around the field. You can also jump with the B button. If you press in the same direction twice on the plus control pad, you can step forward and back or side to side. Okay, let's... Next up, press this button to use long-distance attacks. Long-distance attacks, try to land a few ranged attacks. Okay! Next, press this button over and over again. You'll launch an attack. There you go! Now you're getting it! Alrighty then, now here's the important part. All battles consist of two states, field phase and duel phase. At the start of the battle, where we are right now, is field phase. And this is duel phase. You can tell which phase you're in. Now then, how do you go about changing phases? Well, if you land a certain type of attack, you'll shift phases. Let's check out this demonstration. Alrighty, now try to hit your opponent with this attack. Okay, now you've changed the phase. In duel phase, you can dish out some serious damage, but close quarter combat is risky too. Here's where the real battle goes down. But you'll need to be careful. The way you move around differs a bit from field phase. Let's practice moving around in duel phase. By pressing forward twice on the plus control pad, you can perform a forward dash step. By pressing back twice on the plus control pad, you can perform a backward dash step. You can jump using the B button. In duel phase, the action is highly varied. Land a certain attack on your opponent, and you'll shift from duel phase back to field phase. You can also just land a bunch of hits and... send them flying back into field phase like this. Someone with wits like yours has probably already figured this out. Battles will involve shifting back and forth between field phase and dual phase. Plus, when you cause a phase shift, you'll get a nice little bonus. And by that, I mean you'll fill up your synergy gauge. We'll talk more about how to use the synergy gauge later on. Ah, right. I forgot to tell you, you can block by pressing the R button. By blocking, you can all but completely defend against your... Alrighty, let's just hold down the... Whenever you're in a pinch, just press the R button. Don't forget. All right, keep an eye right here on the screen. This is your synergy gauge. Your synergy gauge will fill up as you land or take hits. Once your synergy gauge is full, try pressing the L and R buttons together. Your Pokémon used its Synergy Burst. Your Pokémon will be superpowered while it's in Synergy Burst. Wreak havoc with Synergy Burst. You can use a burst attack once during every Synergy Burst. Try using a burst attack. Land a hit to deal some huge damage. You definitely don't want to miss your chance.
Tutorial finished.
Which Pokémon are you battling with? In this course, I'll tell you all you need to know about battles and teach you some techniques you can put to use right away. Press this to perform a long-distance attack aimed forward. It's great because you can use these attacks to shift into dual. This is what you'll want to strive for in field phase. Try to land a few forward-ranged attacks. Nicely done! Press the X button while jumping and land a hit, and you'll cause a fade. You'll want to get the timing right, just as you jump to dodge an on. Try to land. Getting it? During dual phase, press the Y button rapidly. Land, this is what we call land a Pokken. While you're still getting the hang of battles, a counterattack absorbs an ink. Time it just right, and you'll be able to... You can use counterattacks. Try to count... By using grab attacks, on top of that, grab attacks are always super effective against counterattacks. That being said, they're not very effective against normal attacks. Use a grab attack on your opponent. Nice! Grab attacks beat counterattacks. And normal attacks beat grab attacks. Basically, this attack triangle. Trainers who master this attack triangle. This thing over here is called the support gauge. Your support gauge will fill up as time passes. And once your support gauge is full, it'll come in and use one of it. Nicely done! During the planning time before each round, you can choose which support Pokémon you want to use. You can select a support Pokémon that suits your, or maybe even select a support Pokémon that'll help you out against a particular opponent. Support Pokémon come in 3 different types: Attack, Disrupt, and Enhance. Attack-type support Pokémon come in handy when you want to deal out damage, and Disrupt-type support Pokémon typically swoop in to block your opponent's movement. Sometimes they can even counter your opponent's attack. Enhance-type support Pokémon will power up your Pokémon or heal some of your HP. Pick a support Pokémon that suits your playstyle, and sometimes, when you use support Pokémon, your battle Pokémon will receive a status. These statuses include positive statuses and negative statuses. First things first, while you're under the effect of a positive status, you'll get some sort of advantage. For instance, Eevee will give you a positive status that grants you a temporary increase to your attack. The effect depends on the support Pokémon. Next up, we have negative statuses. Get hit with a negative status, and you'll temporarily be at a disadvantage. Take Emolga, for example. He'll hit you with an attack that temporarily reduces your speed. Use these statuses to your advantage to get the lead in battle. Between rounds, I'll drop in to cheer you on. Depending on whether you win or lose a round, your support gauge or your synergy gauge may get a boost. There are several types of cheering you might receive. There are cheer skills that are in effect from the first round, as well as those with special effects. Be sure to test out any new cheer skills you get. Sometimes, during field phase, you'll find power scattered around. Power on the field will disappear if you go ahead and pick up. The tide of the battle can really change depending on where the power appears on the field. Now, let me tell you a bit about each battle. Why don't you try this out? Next, give... Nicely done. All right, and now... There's not much time left. Nicely done.